Hi, Phil from Basketball Shot Coach here, and I'd just like to introduce you to a new basketball shooting training aid called the Perfect Form Finder. This is used to help players overcome common shooting flaws and develop good muscle memory of perfect form. The way it's used is you strap it on, for a right-hand shooter, strap it on either underneath your training garment or on top, but you tighten up the belt, position it above your right hip for a right-hand shooter. It's what's referred to as a multisensory biofeedback device. So it gives you an auditory noise feedback and it gives you a tactile feel at the same time. So it's very powerful in helping you overcome poor shooting flaws and develop good habits. It's very useful for overcoming a lot of the common shooting flaws we see. Now, everybody shoots different for one reason or another, whether it's their dominant eye, whether it's their wrist flexibility. It's all to do with their own personal characteristics. But there are irrefutable biomechanical principles which, if you can stick to, you're going to shoot the most efficient shooting form. For instance, a right-hand shooter with a left eye dominant can get in the habit of shooting on the wrong side of their body. Inefficient shooting mechanics. If you position the device the wrong position, it will still make a noise and allow you to shoot incorrectly. But why it's so powerful, if you position it back here, then you will not make a noise if you're shooting on the wrong shot plane. So it's a constant reminder to get that across on the right shot plane where everything's in line with the shooting side of the body. You can still see your target through the shooting window, and that's a much more efficient way to go. Another common shooting flaw we see has to do with the flow and rhythm and tempo and power of the shot. It's called summation of forces. And it's a difference between a one motion shot and a two motion shot. Okay, so a lot of players, particularly younger players who struggle to shoot long range, are doing a two motion shot where their body's going down, the ball's coming up, and then they've got a secondary effort from that secondary position. But if you can get in the habit of having that flow in one motion all the way through, now this is where the form finder comes into play. So depending on distance, for a close range shot, you can have what's referred to as a relatively high shooting pocket, and you can make the noise with your elbow. So that's okay. But if you're trying to shoot long range threes from this position, you're not using all of your levers as efficiently as you could be. So simply telling yourself to make the noise further down with the arm then forces you into a lower shooting pocket, engages more shoulder in the shot, and makes it effortless to shoot from long range. So mid-range you might then use the middle of the arm to make that noise, and then for extra long range 3-point shots you would use closer to the wrist, so that's getting it down into an even lower shooting pocket and a fast tempo. So the rhythm that you play on the device will vary depending on the distance you're shooting from. So for a long range shot you want a lot of speed. For a closer range shot, a little bit less speed, and then for a close range shot, not as much. So it teaches you the concepts of speed, it teaches you the concepts of lowering your shooting pocket according to distance, and it teaches you one motion shooting principles very, very effectively, better than just about any product ever invented. Okay, another common shooting error we see is what we call chicken wings. So when players are preparing to shoot and you see those chicken wings coming out, you're pretty sure that that's going to gear up to shoot a two-handed shot, where we want a one-handed shooting action with the guide hand simply guiding, and that's all it's doing. So if you're in a habit of having those elbows come out, it's very difficult to overcome it unless you've got some sort of device there as a constant reminder. So if you go to shoot correctly and you make the tune, then that's feedback to you that you've done it right. If you don't hear a tune, then you can stop right there and not launch the basketball, because it's only going to ingrain poor habits that you currently have. So using a device gives you that instantaneous biofeedback and fast tracks your learning to be able to overcome old habits and create new perfect muscle memory quickly. It's absolutely perfect training device. It's called the Perfect Form Finder. It's available from bballshotcoach.com.